Hi, everybody, and welcome to Good Day Arlington, live on NBC Sports Chicago, like we are every Saturday morning. I'm Howard Sudberry, along with Alyssa Ali. We talk a little bit about everything, a little sports, but a lot of Arlington. And today we're talking about Arlington and wine, which is a perfect pairing, thus the wine out here.
Yeah, it's a perfect exacta, right? Horse racing and wine. Binny's Taste of the Track, Howard. We've had one really every year for the past 5 years almost. It's one of our most popular events. And we do have some tickets still available, which is crazy, but it will be sold out soon. So visit arlingtonpark.com to get your wine tasting ticket for our Binny's Taste of the Track.
And how many glasses are you on right now?
4.
4, yeah. All right, this should be a good show then. Let's get it on. You know, this is a big time of the year in horse racing when people pay so much attention to it because of the Triple Crown, especially with a horse alive for the Triple Crown. Next week, the Belmont Stakes. Come out here at Arlington, watch live racing in the Belmont, and watch Justify try to become the 13th winner of the Triple Crown, and American Pharoah did it last, and I'm stalling here because I don't want any part of this next, I want this on the record, everybody, I don't want any part of this next segment.
I want every part of this next segment.
Why are we doing this?
Because you used to do this to me all of the time.
What are we doing?
Let's do a quiz. Let's try to stump Alyssa.
Why don't you tell them what we're doing?
So we're going to be quizzing Howard now. It's my turn to try to actually stump Howard. And the quiz is a Triple Crown quiz with the theme of Triple Crown, okay?
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Not really.
Okay, well, we're going to anyway.
I was fairly clear about that, I thought, wasn't I? Okay,
you were pretty clear.
Let's go.
Okay, question number 1. Name 5 out of the 12 Triple Crown winners.
Oh, my gosh. American Pharoah. Pharoah. Affirmed.
Great.
Seattle Slew.
Brilliant.
Secretariat.
Yep.
Citation.
Love it.
Bingo.
If you want to go for any bonus points, that was pretty good. The studio audience is clapping for you.
Whirlaway?
Whirlaway, yes. You got 6. Impressive. These are all of the winners there. The only ones you missed were Count Fleet, War Admiral, Omaha, Fox, Gallant, and Sir Barton.
I didn't miss them.
No. You're right. You didn't miss them. You're right.
Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear about that.
Give a shout out to. Okay, question number 2.
No, that's the end.
No, it's not. We have 5. The first Triple Crown was won by Sir Barton in 1919. Who was the U.S. president this year?
1919.
I should have given you multiple choices, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should have.
That was pretty rude of me.
I'll give you. I'm not going to look because they're telling me over there.
I'll give you a clue that the initials are the same.
I'm going to say
for first and last name. So, like, my name's Alyssa Ali.
Calvin Coolidge.
No. Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson. Yeah.
I think. It was technically, I got the answer from Wikipedia, so you never know.
That's really hard.
Yep. I'm sorry. Question number 3. American Pharoah ended a 37-year drought of waiting for a Triple Crown winner.
He did.
How much has the U.S. population grown during that time? 96 million, 107 million, 53 million, or 124 million?
How much wine had you been drinking when you thought up these questions? Let me see it again, please.
0.
Could I see it again? Could I see the choices on the monitor?
We're going to put them back up here.
Please.
Here they are here. I don't have them highlighted.
I'm going to say that it has grown during that time 107 million. B.
Great. Amazing. Correct.
That's right. Thank you.
So.
Thank you.
I think.
I'm starting to like this game.
All right. Question 4. What Triple Crown winner is the only horse to have sired another Triple Crown winner? These are your choices.
I should know this. I'm going to go with D, Count Fleet.
And the answer is, because I think I know it, but I can't remember. Answer? Oh, yeah.
Gallant Fox.
And
I was.
The horse that he sired was Omaha. I do remember that.
I was going to one of those 2 right there.
All right, last question. Secretariat was featured as a super horse on the cover of Time magazine. Name 2 people who have been featured on the front cover of Time magazine in 2018. Just 2.
Trump, I would say.
Okay, well, there you go.
The answer was.
I liked it. Our controller was helping you out.
I got it right then, didn't I?
Yes. Donald Trump, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, whoever it may be. So
okay.
You did very well. I'm very impressed.
Thank you. What did I win?
I forgot to tell you that there are no prizes.
There are no prizes.
No.
And I forgot to tell you we're not doing this again. I can tell you that.
That is fine.
Why don't we find out what's going on in sports, right?
All right, let's do it.
We're going to do a little segue here, and we're going to get our ESPN 1000 Sports Center update from Fred Hubner.
Cubs made it 2 straight over the Mets in the Big Apple with a 7-4 victory, coming back from a 2-0 deficit with all 7 runs in the last 3 innings. Kyle Schwarber belted a 3-run homer and drove in 4. Ben Zobrist, Chris Bryant, and Albert Almora all with 3 hits each in the 16-hit attack. Mike Montgomery gets another start tonight. Cubs just 3 back in the National League Central, thanks to the White Sox. On the south side, after suffering a brain hemorrhage just 6 weeks ago, Danny Farquhar returned to the mound and threw out the ceremonial first pitch. The White Sox then went out and beat the Brewers 8-3. Everyone in the lineup with at least 1 hit. Tim Anderson drove in a pair. James Shields faces Milwaukee this afternoon. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight in D.C. with the Caps and Golden Knights tied at a game apiece. In soccer, the Chicago Fire host the San Jose Earthquakes at 7:30 at Toyota Park, while the Red Stars play Washington this afternoon. From the ESPN 1000 Sports Desk, I'm Fred Hubner.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Plenty of time to get out to Arlington for our 10 races today. First race at 1:20, and not a bad day outside. I think the sun's going to break through, and it's going to be about 70.
Yeah, perfect weather for horse racing and wine tasting as well. Howard, we do want to hear from you on social media, though, on either Twitter or Instagram here. We're going to do a poll. It's tough to pick the favorite, but which wine do you prefer the most, red or white? Let us know on Instagram or Twitter. We'll show the results at the end of the show, and I'll tell you my result right now. It's red all the way.
It is. You
but I'll drink this.
Love to ask questions, don't you?
I really do.
And what could they win?
And you can also win by entering to win arlingtonpark.com/GDA a pair of Belmont Bash VIP tickets to see again if Justify will win the Triple Crown.
And it's going to be very interesting. Have you got a pick yet? You think he's going to win?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't want to bet against him, but I'm not fully confident.
I want whoever to win. I want whoever is who I bet on.
Yes, exactly.
I just want to make money. So we're going to take a break right now. Good Day Arlington is brought to you by and proud to partner with Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's, the preferred vodka of Arlington International Racecourse. And coming up next on Good Day Arlington, something to whine about. Back to Good Day Arlington, and those are some shots from some previous Binny's Taste at the Track, our big wine tasting events. We have one in the spring, we have one in the fall, and one today, obviously, is the first one of the year.
Today's the day, and you can get your ticket again. It is almost sold out, but the good news is we have a fall one, as you're talking about, September 8th, Binny's Taste at the Track, and I want to taste some wine. I'm always jealous watching everyone. So luckily, our next guest is helping me out here.
Yes, Kristen Ellis of Binny's is joining us, and she was nice enough to bring some wine here, so we're going to taste some in a minute. First of all, welcome to the show. You were on last year, and we had you back because you brought wine. So that's
you're amazing.
I'm a popular friend. Yeah.
You are. So you're a wine educator.
Yes.
What is that? How did you become a wine educator?
So I started off as a teacher, actually, high school history. So I started teaching young kids about history, and then now I teach big kids about wine. That's basically, the transition.
Perfect transition.
Yeah.
So let's start with this. I don't know that much about wine. I know what I like, when I taste it, but I don't know what good wine is from not great wine. But what makes a bottle of wine cost $100 compared to one that costs 12?
Well, I kind of think of it in terms of a car. You know what a $100,000 car is going to look and feel like versus maybe a $10,000 car, right? So it's all about materials. But really it comes down to the quality of the grapes, the quality of the equipment, the place, the winemaker. There's a lot of things that go into that big price tag. But just because a wine is $100 doesn't mean you're going to like it more than a $10 wine. So when you said earlier that you know when you like it, Howard, that's the most important thing for wine.
Well, I mean, I could tell a $100,000 car from a cheaper car, but I can't tell the difference in expensive wine usually.
Sure, and that takes time. Just time and effort. And somebody like me to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
She's our wine educator. You know, Kristen, when you were on last time, you were kind of teaching us a little bit about how to smell it, and I sometimes feel silly, like swirling the glass or smelling it. But what is why?
You don't.
I do a little bit. After like 3 more, then I don't care if I'm swirling it anywhere. It's fine.
Swirling your hair, swirling your program.
But why? What are the methods and what goes into those different techniques?
Well, when you swirl, what you're doing is aerating the wine. So you're allowing oxygen to come inside of the wine to release its delicate aromas. You're just opening it up, just like a flower in the morning, right? Same thing. Yeah. So don't feel self-conscious about swirling it. You're doing yourself and the wine a favor. And you look like you know what you're doing.
That's true.
So swirl away, but yeah, just got to be careful so you don't get it all over the place. Otherwise, if it's really good wine, it might excite you enough that you would do that. But it's all about just being open to the wine, making sure that you smell it and taste it. Give it some time on your palate. The first thing I normally tell people is when you're tasting wine is to hold it in your mouth for several seconds. Don't just slug it right down and really kind of get a feel for it. And that's how you get better with judging the quality, for example. Let's understand that $100 wine over a $10 wine.
She said the name of a horse, Swirl Away.
No.
Whirl Away.
Whirl Away.
But we'll change it.
Why do certain wines go with foods? I mean, why whites with fish? Why reds with meat?
It's all about the structure. Things like the alcohol component. If it's red or white, which means the flavor profile is going to change. If it has a lot of acid or a lot of tannin, that's going to pair differently with different kinds of foods because they have a lot of the same structural components. We have foods that are sweet or spicy or very acidic, and so we're going to find that actually those are going to play well together or not, just kind of based on how we put them together.
Sure.
But really what we're talking about are 2 things I want you to remember: weight and intensity. So we have light, delicate wines with light, delicate food, and really intensely flavored food with really intensely flavored wine. If you follow those 2 basic rules, you'll hit it out of the park.
That's perfect. And today for the wine tasting, we're also doing this in September as well, is that the food pairings are now categorized by white and red here today at Binny's Taste of the Track, so people will be able to experience
we just want to kind of guide you to give you the best experience. So we're saying try this bite with this particular wine and see if it works well for you.
It's perfect.
Yes.
So if you were having a wine tasting or people over to your house, what do you tell them about tasting wine when you put some out? I mean, how do you guide them to certain wines?
Normally, if it's a wine tasting at my place, we kind of we do a game called Options. So everybody has a wine they prepare, and they prepare a series of questions, and we try to blind that wine. But the biggest piece of advice I give them is to just kind of be open and let the wine speak to you. Don't try to be too rigid in your rules, and just kind of, come with time. And it all just comes with experience, Howard. So the good thing about learning wine is you have to pop a lot of corks to get good at it.
If Alyssa has a wine tasting at her house, she gives you a quiz. And asks you who was president in 1919.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's Woodrow Wilson. Hello.
Was Calvin Coolidge near there?
I have no idea.
Do you know?
I literally Googled what
was
happened
after?
in 1919.
He was after.
But for a short time, I think, Coolidge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, history.
Yeah.
I get it now.
All right, should we taste the wine?
So what I have here,
What do you got
so
here?
we were speaking earlier before the show, and I said I wanted to set kind of an attention for Arlington racetrack attendees and attendees of Taste of the Track. And for 2018, I want it to be the summer of new grapes. So try something new this summer. So we have what is a Falanghina. This comes from a region in Italy called Campania, so that's where Naples is, on these lovely volcanic soils. And basically, you're drinking a wine here that the emperors used to enjoy. This was one of the grapes that they were batty about in the 1st century AD. So this is going back in time, feeling like a king, drinking like a king, right, Howard? So this is what it's all about. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. And
Okay,
to Binny's
swirl.
Taste of the... I already swirled.
Swirl, give it a little smell,
I think she does smell.
and then sip. And then breathe.
very good.
Isn't
That's
it?
awesome.
It's lovely.
It's excellent.
Super peachy and citrus, very complex. And this is the kind of wine, Howard, I would pair with lighter foods.
Okay.
Something for that really hot weather like we had just a couple of days ago.
Is wine okay with breakfast?
For me, it is.
Is it?
But you know that about me. Yeah, I try to make it to 9 a.m. Remember?
Go ahead. You were going to ask something.
We were
Alyssa.
talking a little bit also off camera though, about rosés and how they're becoming even more popular.
Oh gosh.
Why so?
Yeah, well, they're so hot right now. So we have a Geek All Rosé here. It's kind of one of my go-tos. It's $13, and it over-delivers for the price. I think for a couple of reasons. It's light, it's cold, it's refreshing, and it's pink. Kind of ticks that visual box. But people are just really batty about rosés.
It definitely works at 9 a.m.
Absolutely, at 9 p.m. and everything in between. That's it. Yes.
All right, Kristen Ellis, wine educator from Binny's. Thanks for coming out. Binny's
Thank
Taste at
you.
the Track today here at Arlington International Racecourse. And this portion of Good Day Arlington is brought to you by the Daily Herald. Attention golf fans, a very popular event, the Rust-Oleum Open, is coming back for its third event in Lake County. Read about it in Monday's Daily Herald. And up next, hard work pays off, and what a place the Northwestern football team has to work in now. A close look at their new athletics facility, and 2 Arlington jockeys reach really big milestones. And welcome back to Good Day Arlington on NBC Sports Chicago, live from the Starting Gate Theater. Howard Sudberry, along with Alyssa Ali. Alyssa, are you competitive?
Howard, I think you know the answer to that.
It's the stupidest question
That was
I've
a
ever
really
asked, I
stupid
think.
question.
So
I'm very competitive.
let's talk about winning, because that's what it's about at the racetrack, or really in any sport. And in horse racing, running second or third, the owners, trainers, jockeys can get paid, and so can the people that are betting on the horses. But winning is the most important part, and we had 2 jockeys this week reach big milestones.
Mitchell Morrill going to work on the longtime leader, Wayne, who leads Not Chopped Liver still by 3. Carnoustie a steady gain. Broadway Brent is 4th. Then on the outside, Stealthy Traveler. They're close to home. It's Way, and here comes Carnoustie. Carnoustie on the outside. Carnoustie. Well, that was a first-line photo with a milestone perhaps on the line for Julio.
In this past week, 2 Arlington jockeys reached milestones. Julio Felix hit the amazing 3,000 win mark and then enjoyed the celebration that follows such a feat. The Gatorade bath, the champagne, and the hugs from his fellow competitors.
2 toward the inside, Amaroque. It's Sammy the Last Dance, and here's the milestone for CH. Career win 3,000 for Carlos Marquez Jr. on Sammy the Last Dance.
And veteran C.H. Marquez did the same thing, winning number 3,000. The 50-year-old had been thinking about retiring, but his mother, who was just about ready to leave to go back home to Puerto Rico, talked him out of it.
That's a big number, 3,000. You're lucky if you can win 100 races a year, and imagine 3,000. I've been riding 33 years, so it was an accomplishment that I never thought that it was going to be that much.
Jockeys are competitors that have to have the right horse. A jockey can't win without a good horse, but they also have to make sure, like any athlete, that they are on top of their game to give their horse its best chance to win.
It's the way you prepare yourself for the races, You got to do, you do your exercise. You have to have your mind clear. If you have any problems, you leave that at home. You got to be at your A game, 110%. And every horse got different tactics. You can't ride every horse the same way. Some horses like to be in front. Some horses like to be in the middle. Some horses don't like to be hit too much. So you got to watch, and watch how the races develop. Sometimes on paper it looks like you're going to be the only horse on the lead or something, and then when they ring the bell, it's a different, you got to go to plan B, and it happens a lot.
I like it in horse racing when, somebody reaches a big achievement. All the jockeys, all the trainers come out and celebrate, and they're proud to congratulate them.
And that's what it is, Howard, is what you're saying, though, that they're competitors. So that's like saying, two teams. Like, I know that, sportsmanship is a thing, but really in the horse racing industry, it really is. Whether they're competitors or not, that type of milestone everyone wants to celebrate.
Well, yeah, and it's cool. We've talked about it before, but I mean, other sports, they have separate locker rooms. All the jockeys are in one room, and then they go out and they race against each other.
It's pretty amazing.
So they're an interesting bunch. Let's continue talking about winning right now.
Yeah.
In college athletics, a lot goes into building a winning program. Northwestern has been getting better and better and better over the last few years, and now they have a real recruiting edge as they just unveiled a brand new practice facility.
On April 5th, an already on-the-rise football program took a big step forward. It wasn't because of a great player that committed, but when this 96,000-square-foot athletic facility was unveiled, it was a day of great celebration for Northwestern sports.
Our department is blessed beyond measures to have the support of 3 remarkable families.
Thank you again to the Ryans, to the Wilsons, to the Slotnicks for your amazing dedication to this university. You've set the standard to what commitment means, and to our student athletes here today, we hope you emulate that for the rest of your lives.
I know I speak on behalf of all of the athletes in saying how grateful we are, how proud we are to be part of the NU family, and how you have inspired us with this magnificent building.
The price tag for Ryan Fieldhouse, which contains Wilson Field, was a staggering $270 million, made possible by benefactors whose families are proud to be able to make enormous contributions to the university.
In this great environment, this great culture, you're getting a fantastic education, and you are supporting this university in all of your efforts, and for that we thank all of you.
The facility will be the practice home of the football team with state-of-the-art strength and conditioning centers, team meeting rooms and lounges. It will also be a practice facility for the Wildcats' national powerhouse women's lacrosse team and intramural sports. It could be the best facility in college sports, sitting right on the lake with beautiful views of the Chicago skyline.
There is a tendency to view days like this as a finish line, but this is not the end. Truly, this is really only the beginning for us.
I don't know how they're going to keep their mind on practicing because they do have an unbelievable view of the city from there.
Yeah, it is amazing. Northwestern University Day, Howard, is tomorrow at Arlington, tomorrow, June 3rd. So come on out and enjoy racing and some great Northwestern appearances as well.
Yeah, go Cats.
Yeah.
We value our relationship with NU. And this portion of Good Day Arlington is brought to you by International Hair Designs. International Hair Designs, the official hair and makeup artists of Good Day Arlington. And up next, we will visit a very busy place, the Arlington backstretch, to see the horses being prepared to bring their best stuff to the racetrack.
Pure royalty. Take your Triple Crown game up a notch and purchase a VIP ticket for an all-inclusive red carpet experience at Arlington International Racecourse for the 2018 Triple Crown races. Watch and wager at Arlington.
Welcome back to Good Day Arlington, live on NBC Sports Chicago. Howard Sudberry and Alyssa Ali, and the barn area at a racetrack, in case people aren't into racing, is called the backstretch, and you and I kind of grew up back there.
We definitely did. Both of our fathers horse racing trainers, so it's a great place to be. And Howard, one of the most common questions that people ask us or ask us here at the track is, besides who's going to win, what do the horses do when they're not racing? So let's take a look back, really at the backstretch and a typical morning on it.
We get started about 5 o'clock in the morning, and our morning is pretty intense from about 5:30 all the way till probably 11:30.
The day begins with the sunrise, or before, for the many people that work on the backstretch of a racetrack. The routine never changes much, and these are the jobs with long hours and plenty of ups and downs.
Our mornings are intense. Our staff back there it works tirelessly. They're 7 days a week, 365 days a year. These horses need to be cared for, I'm so proud of those guys, and I just can't say enough about the efforts that they put into it. And it's kind of, to me, it's overlooked sometimes, but certainly not by the people closest to it.
On the backstretch, it is all about the horse. They are fed early. Each one is checked to make sure they are feeling well and haven't developed any soreness that needs to be addressed. Most go to the track every day for training. Some walk the shed row, and the ones that are running that afternoon are prepared for action. It is game day for them.
There's not a feeling, so much of a great feeling for an owner and a trainer, but I see it in my help as well back there. You know, you can just tell they're proud and that their hard work has paid off, and it doesn't get overlooked by myself or the owners. But yes, that winning a race, it really makes for a shorter day, that's for sure.
After horses run or train, they get baths. Then they are walked around the barn again for what is called cooling out. After the race day ends, the horses are fed late in the afternoon, and the cycle begins the next morning, bright and early, win or lose. The reward is a trip to the winner's circle, but it's never easy to get there.
Things aren't going well and we're winning races, you know, I try to keep it the same attitude throughout and to try to keep them picked up. So, I mean, these guys were with these horses, these people are with these horses 7 days a week. Just imagine the connection they must have with each animal. And so I think they really feel like that's their kids, and they want them to go out there and do well, their children, if you will. So I think that that when the horses aren't doing well, they feel the same thing. But it's my job as a coach to keep them picked up, and I'm pretty good at doing that. I like to do that. I think it's important to keep a good camaraderie back there in the barn.
You get to love seeing the horses there on the backstretch. And Howard, we do have our breakfast at Arlington the first Sunday of every month here at Arlington. We can come and see the horses train in the morning. Our first one is actually tomorrow. You can visit arlingtonpark.com for more information. But Howard, at the top of the show, we asked, do you like red or white? So let's take a look at the results on Instagram. Man, white won by 57%, red at 43%. And on Twitter, red won, 63% red, 37% white. So really whatever your favorite is, you're going to find something here today for the wine tasting. Again, we have our fall wine tasting September 8th, so you're not going to miss out.
We do. I would have guessed red for most people.
Me too.
What's your favorite?
Red, for
Is
sure.
it red? All
You?
right. Red I like best. Yeah. I'm going to get this show over with and finish this, even though it's white. Okay? Let's pick a horse. The Isaac Murphy handicap is today. Who do you like, Alyssa? That's our 7th race.
Yeah, I'm going with the number 9 in here. Delicate Lady should be closing late. 8-1 morning line, trying to beat the favorite in here, Puntsville, who's a number 6.
Well,
so the 9 for me.
Good. I'm trying to beat the favorite also. I'm taking the 5 Game Time Decision. And I think that horse will stalk right off the pace and has a chance to beat a very talented horse in here by the name of Puntsville.
All right, so that's the 7th race on today's card. We have 10 races here at Arlington. Our first race off at 1:20, so you can still join us, Howard. Next weekend, though, a lot going on. We talked about it. We have live racing on Friday, and then the Belmont Bash is coming up. We're seeing if Justify is going to win the Triple Crown, be the 13th horse to do it. And then Mascot Day on Sunday, June 10th.
That's a spectacle. As I said about Mascot Day, I want to see at some point that we have pari-mutuel wagering on it. That would be fun, right? All right, that's going to do it for Good Day Arlington. I'm Howard Sudberry for Alyssa Ali. We'll see you next Saturday at 11 o'clock.